Greetings, greetings, greetings. This is Revere Sky, Revere Skyes Essence. So this is intuitive tarot reader, but also psychic. I got to give myself kudos for that. So this is gonna have several parts to it. This is just the top of it. Like, you really have to be into what I'm talking about to really be able to follow what I'm saying, okay? Before we start, I'm still passing around the collection plate, so if you can donate on GoFundMe, on my website, Revere Skyes Essence.social, or if you could buy products or services, that would be great, okay? All the links will be in the description and on the actual channel in the comments, okay? So I'm watching the video or the documentary of Watch the Water. And all I've been talking about was cold blue. I've been saying cold blue forever. I've been saying cold blue forever. And I kept asking a friend of mine, an old man that lives in Jacksonville. I kept saying, why on earth was I able to go all the way to California, all the way to Washington, all the way to Oregon, all the way to Pennsylvania, never came down with nothing? People coughing, hacking, sneezing, never came down with nothing. But as soon as I got home and I got around that 5G tower, I took a shower, and somehow I got exposed to something in the elements that brought me down for about 6 days. And I was really under the elements, but I fought it. I rested for 3 to 4 days, then I was back at it again. And all I could do was think about the documentary, Watch the Water. And all I could do was think about the beautiful being, the woman in Michigan, who said, remember the dream I had about all the men were missing. All the men were missing, and we wouldn't drink the water. We just would not drink the water. Women and children were in these rooms, and we would not drink the water. I said, yeah, it's something about this water. So let's say if I didn't get exposed to the tap water, what if I got exposed to the bottled water? What if the bottled water that they were selling at that time, the 3 for $10 or whatever, in the area, what if I got exposed to that bottled water? One thing the man explained is the side effects of snake venom. And I kept saying this to myself, why is everybody trying to diagnose this, but nobody's cross-examining all these symptoms with natural things like spiders, or something like that. And before the pandemic even came out, this is when I was still driving my Dodge Ram. I got a gray Dodge Ram that I gutted out. There was a yellow and white python when I was asleep in the van with me. I was parked at a public place and I was asleep. But I kept dreaming about this yellow and white python. It was coiled up, and it was in the van with me. Not only that, when I was in California several years ago, I went to some of these camp parks and did nature stuff. I even got the videos of me waking up in a tent, looking at the ocean. So I went to this other camp place off I-5 that was next to a military base. Kind of threw me for a loop. I was walking around, and you know, they got all these signs that say beware of snakes, and they got the different types of snakes, got the different types of rodents and animals on these park regulation boards, okay? And lo and behold, I'm out walking the concrete, and there is a snake in the middle of the street. Now tell me why, before I even watch the water video, all I could do is talk about there was a lake in my backyard, there was whales and sea creatures swimming in the sky, like the air was so dense that they didn't have to swim in the water no more. They was flying in the sky, right? Also, tell me why all of a sudden, out the blue, before I watched this documentary, I had no clue what it was talking about. Before I watched this documentary, all I could do was keep flashbacking, seeing that snake in the middle of the road in California several years ago. So what am I saying? I'm attracted to snakes. I understand snakes, and some about them I understand. I got many snake videos. I got videos of me seeing black snakes slithering around. I got videos of me having snakes in my yard. I got videos and pictures of me taking pictures of desert snakes. Also, my emblem that I haven't been using lately is a spiral that goes down that looks like an intestines, but it's a rainbow spiral that swirls down, right? That's like my signature. And I'm like, wow, I just been having all these flashbacks of snakes. Now this is the kicker, because the documentary talks about rattlesnakes. And I tell you not, every single time I think about my grandfather, all I could do is think about when the dogs was barking, we was in the country, and my grandfather used to let us shoot his pistols and guns and stuff. And there was a rattlesnake out there. And he was just a clack, making his little noise, you know what I mean? And my grandfather could have hit this snake, but he didn't. He shot at him, but he never hit him. So the snake never went away. The rattlesnake never went away. Georgia has rattlesnakes. The snake never went away. And I don't know what my grandfather did with the dogs so they'll quit barking. But we walked away. And I looked at my grandfather and I said, why didn't you hit him? Why didn't you hit him? And he was like, I was just trying to scare him. And I tell you not. I tell you not. Listen, these snake images have been cycling in my head for the past month. I like back to back to back to back to back, like snake images, the dreams, the epiphanies, the actual live encounters with snakes. I remember as a little girl, My grandmother told me to go play out in the thunderstorm. She said, take all your clothes off, just leave your underwear on. Go out in the grass and play in the rain. Because I had started gaining weight sitting in the house all day. So I went outside to play in the rain. And I didn't want to go back in the house wet. I was having such a good time. So I peed out on the ground. And I went back to playing in the rain. But before I could go back and play in the rain, as I'm peeing, there's a moccasin right under me, a baby moccasin. I literally squatted and started peeing. And when I looked down to see the pee touching the grass and the soil, there was a water moccasin right under me. Not only that, we got a chance to play target practice with an infested pond. So my grandmother used to have breeder ponds. She used to have breeder ponds. And some of these ponds got infested with snakes, moccasins. I mean, infested. You had red moccasins, green moccasins, and they was just all over each other, climbing on top of each other. Like, it was ridiculous. And my grandfather brought shotguns and pistols and everything out there. And he was just letting the whole family have a go. Like, we were literally busting rounds, like, for a while, okay? But I don't think we really hit any of the snakes. But, you know, I think he had more fun realizing that we wasn't scared of machines or weapons, you know. We was willing to use them. Like, he let me use handguns, whatever, to shoot at these snakes. Now, there's a song I love listening to, but at the end, he says something where he disses the snake. He says, I know you snakes out here, but in a sense, I feel like he dissing the Naga serpents. Like, it's a slow song. It's a song you'll grind to or ride to down the road. And at the end, he says something about, yeah, I'm watching you snakes. Like, the American entity or the American spirit, when it comes down to who we are and what we are, it's like we don't know who we are. And these people who are hired to program our mind and psychologically warp us know who we are. And when I heard the man say, yeah, I be watching you snakes, I took it kind of offensive. Like, as if he was talking about us, our energy, our kundalini, our Naga serpent energy, right? So back to these actual snakes. So the same baby snake that was in the grass that I peed on a thundering, lightning day, I was leaving the pond and I was running up the field, and something just told me to take a leap. I took a leap, and that snake was right there in the grass. And I said, oh my God, Grandma, come here. It's the snake that I peed on. And she come out there with a shovel and she just chopped his head off. You know, she's serious by hers, okay? But and I was like, dang, I shouldn't have never told her, because I didn't know she was gonna just devour him like so easily. But I only could imagine if she would have seen that rattlesnake, what she would have did to it. But those are just like my snake stories, you know. And I really gotta open up some of the videos showing the snake videos, all the snake videos. But if anybody remember the dream that I had when I said I was sleeping in the van and there was a yellow and white python coiled up around me, like it was like it had the whole van to itself, and I was sitting up watching it. I told y'all there's a thing about me where my energetic body that is conscious and aware can actually sit up out of my body and observe what's going on and communicate. Sometimes this energy is so smart and intelligent to the point where it will have me go to sleep or take a nap just so it can go and to a meeting. Like there could be an arranged meeting, there could be like something that it needs to do, and it will put me to sleep to go do it. Like it's serious. Like my energetic body has a lot of free will, even though it's attached to the vessel, like in a prison. It really has a mind of its own. Okay, so back to this documentary. Y'all need to go watch the documentary. I learned about it through Papa Duck, and I posted the video and the name of I shared the Papa Duck video. Also, I posted the Watch the Water. Now, me and a few of my subscribers have been talking about the water for a while. For a while, we have been talking about how would they contaminate us first, right? How would they attack us first? We said the bottled water. They kept trying to make the bottled water so convenient, okay? You really need to write down all the terms and articles on this documentary. You need to download this documentary. You need to save this documentary. Also, as I was watching the documentary, I got everything he was saying, but I was rushing it. I was like, okay, so I'm trying to figure out how the people that did not get the Vaseline, did not get the greasy face, did not wipe Vaseline all over their face, how did they get exposed? So he started talking about how they wrapped the drug around nanoparticles and gel. And he said how they contaminated the tap water of your city municipal. Because I kept saying to my friend, how did I travel the whole United States and never got under the weather? But as soon as I got back, it was like a frequency war that pounded down on me within 24 hours. He also explained how they are only attacking concentrated areas. So where I live in Jacksonville, Florida, is a highly melanated native, meaning these people are native to the land, concentrated area, okay? And I'm like, how did I get so exposed to this weather conditioning so fast? Also, remember I told you a man came out and surveyed the stakes. You know, you put the 4 flags out and surveyed the stakes of my yard and went and put the dimensions in the computer. Next thing you know, they was building a 5G tower tree across the highway. Soon as I walk out on my balcony, I see the tree right there. It's like everything that they build around me was set up to oppress me in some form of fashion, to suppress my psychic, spiritual evolution. Also, there's one thing about this watch the water. Watch the water. That was very interesting. He said at the end, ice skating. And what's a more easier way to trap particles in something other than ice? Not only that, snow. Not only that, water. See, the thing that I was waiting on him to say was he also tested the air. He never said, and I'm up here hitting my little pamphlet, you know, because I wrote so much stuff in this little pamphlet. But one thing that's very important, you don't hear people talking about testing the air, this white stuff that they're spraying. So when he named the drug and the metallic nanoparticles, there's a specific name for them, but I'm not going to name them. You got to go watch this documentary and write it down. So he talked about the drug and the venom and how they wrap this gel and the drug around this nanoparticle. So I was like, oh, so I wrote down airborne. Then he paused me and wrapped it up as they put it in your municipal city water. And I'm saying, no, wait a minute. That makes a lot of sense. True enough. But not many black people, well, maybe now, but the ones I know ain't drinking no tap water. Okay? Not no raw tap water. And if you take a shower, it's hot water coming out that shower. So I'm trying to see what's going on. Remember, we have been talking about the nanoparticles in the air. It always seemed like something sinking into your skin. Not once did he mention that those particles wrapped with that venom can be airborne. Not once. Unless the industry put it in the mask. You get what I'm saying? I feel like the stuff that they're spraying and the weather manipulation that they're doing all ties back to it too.